It's Tuesday, October 15th, and you're listening to episode 19 of The Jaking Off Show. The Jaking Off Show is brought to you by my fellow patrons over at patreon.com. If you go to patreon.com/jakingoffshow, you can donate as little as $1 a month to keep helping this podcast grow. I am eternally grateful for every donation, and I appreciate every single one of you. My show dates are October 31st at the Liquid Zoo. Tickets are $10, shows at 9:30 p.m. Get spooky with me, man. Also, November 22nd, I'm at the Sycamore Tavern in Hollywood. More details about time and ticket prices very soon, hopefully. My guest today is Alan Peterson. Because you gotta reach for the top, stay on the mountain. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. What's up, Alan?
What's going on, man? Love that.
Start this bitch off.
What a great way to intro me. I appreciate that. I don't know that song.
It's actually from a really old video game called Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
One of the characters in the game like just sings that song like randomly, and it's like this big black dude. His name's Coach.
Yeah.
And he's got like
what a great black name, Coach.
My friends call me Coach, and he's got like that like old bluesman kind of soul voice to it, and I try to copy it sometimes. And it's fucking, I love doing it. You know, Tom, have you seen Tom Segura's black impression? But he only does
Big Daddy when he does Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, he only does like one word. He's like, bikes.
Yeah.
He just goes. He just goes. Dude, you fucking slaughtered your show last night.
Thank you, man.
You slaughtered
and
that
thank
shit.
you for coming out. It means the world
No
to me.
problem.
It means the world
anytime.
to me.
And likewise, you know, friends come out, like a couple of friends come out to some of my shows, and I am eternally like,
it's like, wow.
grateful. I'm like, there's two of you, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The numbers don't mean shit, dude. I did a show once where I was the last comic performing. Everybody was kind of like trickling out, and my friends stuck around through the whole show, and it was just a couple other people and my friends and me up there, and like naturally I killed, like, because I was just performing for my friends, and that was tight, but it didn't like help me grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sometimes you got to take those losses. You got to fail.
Yeah, and that's why you are here, my friend, because I talk about the game of stand up a lot, like in my solo podcast, and you're a comic too.
Yeah,
and much respect. Because I'm from here.
Yeah,
and it's over. I think it's like oversaturated. Everyone's trying to be a star out here. And
true.
I've gained a new respect for people who pack their bags and just come out here. Like, that's a ballsy move.
Yeah.
You know, I respect that shit.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And how long you been doing it?
Stand up?
Yeah.
10 years this month.
10 years this month. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. That's why last night was so important to me, and I made sure I put my foot in their ass. Like, because I was like, this is my first book show in October. I don't remember the day, unfortunately, but this month.
It's this month.
2009 is when I first ever tried stand up, and just to murder as hard as I did. I mean, I'm humble, you know what I mean? But I did very well. And it just felt good, like it made sense. You know?
Oh, dude, and I saw that in your performance. You basically because I do it too, and I don't know if this is true for you, but like I have an idea of what I want to say up on there, like, you know, broad topics, like just stuff that everybody's pretty much aware of and on board of. But you look at the crowd and you're like, oh, we're gonna change a couple things just on the fly. But the subject, you can weave the subjects into it, and you just kind of go with. Like you did like you did some shit talking about Instagram and like inspiration, like that's fucking that was heavy hitting shit. That you were throwing fucking savage hooks to these people, because like you had like a younger crowd. And another thing that I really liked about your set is that you were including white people as the N-word. Dave Chappelle does that, but you made it inclusive for the white ladies to go like, oh, it's okay to laugh at this part.
Because you know, people, you know, I'm one of those comics that always. Some people wish I didn't. By some people, I mean my parents. My parents would probably wish I didn't say the word nigga, but and for a long time I was against it, but and against black people using it rather. For me,
I can see that.
But for me, I was just like, people I respect use it, and it's not it. If honestly, it's just a word at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't affect black people as harshly
Yeah.
as it might our parents, if that makes any
Right.
sense.
Yeah. Well, because your parents, my mom's 65 going on 66.
Boom. My dad's 65. My mom's
so
63.
When they were coming up as little kids, that shit was alive and well, and it was
Right.
ingrained into their development
Right.
when they were children. You know.
Right. Yeah.
It's fucked up, but you know, it's jokes. This is a
Jokes,
place where
and it's
words can't-
jokes. Yeah.
Words cannot hurt us.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
There's no maliciousness behind it. Like
Yeah.
I say the word fucking retard sometimes,
Right,
and
yeah.
that's a touchy one for some people. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what, man? Dave Chappelle's latest special inspired me to
Sticks and
just
stones.
kind of not give a fuck about it anymore.
I don't.
As long as there's no,
Absolutely.
yeah, because I've been waiting in my waters in these waters for 10 months. I started comedy a long time ago, but there was a large gap.
Yeah.
So like I am not a seasoned dude or a veteran, but I have a BFA in acting, so like I know like the chops of what it is to be on stage.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
And it's also your own shit
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy to memorize.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it never
Yeah.
has to be. It never has to be totally 100% dead letter perfect, like scripted. You know, like you
No.
move about. You know.
No, I don't see how. I mean, everyone has their own writing styles.
Yeah.
That's not me. People are like, how do you write? I'm like, even the way I write is unconventional to most people, because it's just, I think of premises and
Yeah.
then I go on stage and work it out and see what lands, what doesn't land.
Yeah.
And then I kind of take that and then form a joke behind it.
Yeah.
And then the way I memorize sets are like, okay, it's like topics, it's premises, it's bullet points. It's talk about this, do your whole thing about that, then talk about that, do your whole thing about that, and then that. So it's kind of more like that.
And do you put it anything in any specific order? Like it just kind of it moves.
It moves.
Yeah, it moves.
It's that's the and what you said earlier is like it's weaving, it's moving, it's
Yeah.
never. That's why I never really restrict myself to one. Like it has to go.
Yeah.
Like this, because certain things happen. Something catches my attention. Some lady yells out.
You had broke ass Mark Wahlberg. I saw him get up and I'm like, oh fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so, and you have to take those opportunities.
Yeah.
You won't always have to. That's
Right.
why it's good to do have something prepared. But
Yeah.
I also like the crowd work. I like the spontaneity of it. I like that element of it. I got to think on my feet, get witty, you know, be quick.
It's never the same show twice.
At all. I don't even tell my jokes the same.
Oh yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
A lot of your stuff, like, oh, I've heard that before, but and like it's you still told it like it's the first time you're telling it.
Exactly.
Especially with jokes that kill, you gotta keep it fresh somehow.
Right.
So like there's a
Exactly.
certain like I have to if I said it like this and that's slaughtered, like let's try to keep it as close to
that as possible.
As possible. Like in the beginning I would bring my camera over to Fourth Wall NoHo and I would just record you just for the fuck of it. I didn't ask you like if I could record you. I just did it.
You did.
I just fucking
I
did
remember
it.
that.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
and I was
that.
like I'm gonna get to the level of host one day. And this guy's got good energy.
Thank
I'm
you.
just gonna get him
Yeah.
on the fly, and that's what I love about your energy is that you bring the show must go on no matter what. If you're in a shitty mood or you got baggage or whatever, you gotta keep it together.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, we lost Brody Stevens earlier this year,
man.
and it was like it's one of those things. Like as comics, we have to talk about the gorilla in the room.
Yeah,
We have to, whether that's a good thing or that's a bad thing. And if you find humor out of it, cool. And if you don't, it's like just have a moment where it's like, you know, we lost a brother in our backyard.
Yeah.
For me, that hit me hard because he's right here.
Yeah.
Same as me.
Yeah.
You know, I never saw him live, but I know like that was like crushing because I'm like, this dude is homegrown. This guy, he grew up like 4 miles from here. Went to Reseda High School, which is like a hop and a skip that
Really?
way. Yeah. And I'm like, this is an 818 local like homegrown comic who has the same gripes as me. Is like, get out of here! There's too many of you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
God, get in line. You want to be a star? Great. You know, it's show business, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to get. And what's so hard about people that aren't from here is that there's those bringer shows. There's those people where you have to bring friends.
You have to.
You barely know anybody out here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I actually had an advantage because I know a lot of people from college out here.
Ah.
So that was kind of how I got into the scene. I kind of had a little cheat code. But I met them. I went to Syracuse University. That's where I met them.
Nice.
But they were able to come out here right after. Immediately after college, I wasn't. I had to go home and humble myself for a little bit.
Were there open mics at the college or like?
I started in college.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was so fucking missing from my college experience because mine was straightforward, like performing arts, like acting and stuff. And they had like poetry slams and everything, and everyone was gay, so like everyone's talking about the Laramie Project and how like, oh, I'm hiding or
What's the Laramie Project? I don't even know what that is.
It was a play that's based on something real that happened. That what's the fucking kid's name? I don't know. This gay kid in some Midwest town, Laramie, Wyoming. I don't know the town. I'm butchering this. But this gay kid got killed by some bikers or something, and it was like this whole like issue, and it was like ugly and sad. It was like the and it was made into a play. And it was made into a movie, and it's like this like symbol of like gay rights and all that. And everybody was so serious and so like virtue signally type. Like that shit's been going on for years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And as a comic, do you ever feel like you're walking on eggshells sometimes? Like if you tell a joke and the crowd's kind of not feeling that one, and you're like, one guy had that joke about something about school kids and calling shotgun in the front seat. Nobody laughed at that shit. I laughed my ass off because I like that type of shit. But I'm like, that joke bombed, and I'm like, I don't like that one. It's about killing kids and shit. Like, you ever find yourself like kind of like, I want them on my side, you know? You want to win.
You do want to win, but at the end of the day, you know, and you alluded to Dave Chappelle's special, you have to be fearless.
Yeah.
I think you cannot let the PC culture that is strangling art right now affect your art. At least I won't. You know what I mean? Because fuck that. Like freedom of last time I checked, we have freedom of speech. So if I have freedom of speech, I'm gonna exercise it. And I think at the end of the day, everyone needs to calm the fuck down. There's something called context.
Oh yeah.
Context.
Amen.
Context, okay? I could say I love you, nigga. Jake, my nigga, I love you.
Right.
I'm saying nigga, and he's not even black. And I'm genuinely saying I love him. You can't give power, and I'm sorry, I'm getting passionate about this just because it bothers me.
It's good.
It's like, yo, at the end of the day, do you feel me? Do you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not just because I said a buzzword. You said retard.
Yeah, retard or whatever.
Like it's like moron. Or moron, stupid, like whatever. Like grow a little bit of tough skin and just say, hey man, it depends how you're using that word at me. What's the intent behind it?
Because you said it like, dude, like I'm born and bred here. Like I say everyone is dude. Dude is gender neutral, dude is everything.
Yeah, right.
And it's a brother like kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I fucking a chick opened the door for me. I was carrying some stuff into my brother's Starbucks. I was dropping off some shit for him. Yeah. And I go like, oh, thanks, dude. She goes, what? Like, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. I have to justify my existence because I said, dude, it was a chick, but it was the whole like really like don't use gender pronouns. It's like just
it's like oh my god, it's
I
ridiculous.
want to form that into a joke so bad, but it still gets me heated, and it's just one of those what the fuck moments. Was like I don't know what to say right now. I have all the post arguments are 10 minutes after the
yeah. All the time.
Arguing with someone, and all the best comebacks show up later.
Yep, like in the shower when you're like, oh my.
It's like, damn, I should have told that bitch. Debates in your head and shit, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, but we also try to speak without a filter for the sake of the performance. Yes. And I catch myself sometimes.
Yeah.
And I try to be nice. I want people on my side, but like you said, I'm like,
But
people want to tag along. Cool. If this isn't your flavor, all right,
change the
door.
channel. You know what I
Change the
mean?
channel.
And,
Yeah.
and but I just be fearless. I mean, be mindful,
Yeah.
but don't be out there just to be a dick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I put it this way: be purposeful.
Yes.
Purposeful with your content. That's all.
Don't just nonchalant and then no one can read you. And then what? Like it's an issue. I got to tell you about an open mic.
I got my own.
You got your own.
Yeah.
Nice. We have fine sinsemilla up in here.
True.
It's lovely. Oh, you have the pen too? God, I was talking to my mom about it, and the whole CDC has
Shout out Stizzy.
Thank you. I could do this at work and not have to deal with the smell. My roommate has asthma. I'm not stinking up the place. I'm not attracting any drug dealers.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
They want to come knocking. But I was gonna tell you this open mic. It happened. It happened at the Fourth Wall Comedy Cafe, and it was just one of those nights where not everybody sucked. There were people that were good, but it was just one of those like where someone's not picking up on some cues. And it's like, yeah, you're working your shit out, but you still have to kind of pay attention to what's going on.
100%.
Like you get the light. You get the light.
Yeah.
It's such a minute, small thing. It really is, but it bothers me so much.
Yeah.
You get the light, and most places it's a minute. Some places it's 30 seconds.
Right.
And
right.
it's like, oh, I could run the clock, but where am I to
take it?
And where can I say this in less than a minute? I've totally rushed a longer joke before, and it just didn't work because I'm like, fuck, the clock's running out.
Right.
You know, I get tripped up by it sometimes. And this guy was the host of the show was talking about being a stripper, material on stripper jokes.
Right.
I'm like, it's funny, and it's good. And another comic comes up and just riffs. Some people just riff off what the other person's saying. It happens because you want to work the muscle. I get it. You want to keep the sword sharp.
Yeah.
And he's just telling some jokes that were a little that came off awkward and insensitive because he had asked her personally, like, "Oh, have you been touched?" Like sexual assault. Like he meant to joke. There was no maliciousness, you know. But he did it wrong. Like he did it wrong.
Yeah.
And she said, it's like, let's change the subject outright. Like, this is making me uncomfortable. Move on. He goes like, okay, moving on. And he did the rest of his set. And that was just sort of like okay. We're not going to do this one. We're not going to do this one.
You got to, cut your losses.
The next comic just goes, he spends half of his material because the dude said he was like a security guard for a strip joint. So he already has that material in the back of his head. And he was probably wanted to just work that material.
Yeah.
And this poor girl, like her face is turning red. The pigment is changing before my eyes. You can tell when a white person's like really embarrassed or like fucked up nervous or whatever because our faces turn red as fuck.
Yeah.
I can't read you, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
man.
that's right, man.
You could be sweating. You could be near shitting yourself up, and you're killing, but nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Stealth mode. That's that Nubian stealth mode.
I'm jealous, but her face was just turning red, and I reached out to her on Facebook. I'm like, hey, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry that happened. You know, these guys, I hope they apologize to you because I like to just dip. If there's another spot, I'm going to it. Or if I'm just gonna reflect, or if I bomb, like I got the notebook right here. Like I review my shit, and we're watching each other, and we're watching ourselves. But we're also studying.
Yeah.
You know, we're a student of the game. When I was watching you, I've heard half your material, man.
Yeah.
I've heard half of it.
Yeah.
I'm studying you. I'm watching what you do. Like, just because what worked and what you did last night was what I've done on Killer Nights of my own, is where I just take the best shit and just mush it because you don't have time.
Yeah. you just put it in a...
You don't have time.
You condense it.
What is it, 8 to 10 you did?
8 to 10.
Yeah, that's not a lot if you think about it. If you're doing if you're bombing, it seems like time is going by slower and you just want it to end.
That's true.
But if you're killing, you're just like, well, that just...
Boom.
It's
Gone.
I just killed for like 20 minutes, and it didn't even feel like nothing.
It's nothing.
And you still got to like pay attention to like where the light,
and I'm looking,
and you were on it, and you're like, oh shit, I got it.
Yeah.
AGP the Funny Man on Instagram, follow me. Lots of people do that. I do that all the time. It's like quick shout out because like the light trips you up. Like,
yeah, because then I'm like,
you feel like
fuck.
it
I'm
did?
like,
Yeah.
yeah. But so that's why usually when I see the light, it depending on where I just left it, because sometimes you gotta look, it's not on. Tell
Yeah.
this joke, and then when you look back, it's on, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
fuck. Like which is what happened last night. I was like, oh shit. And then I just
noticed it.
said, yeah, and I was like, all
I
right,
noticed
good
you like,
night.
wait, how long has it been on? And this is the first time I'm looking. Like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then at one point it starts flashing. You're like, you really crunching your time here. But like,
Yeah.
it's code. It's the game within the game.
Yeah.
You know? It's do you follow baseball?
No.
Okay, you follow like basketball and shit. There's you're trying to get the other guy. You're trying to psych the other guy out.
Yeah, of course.
You're just trying to like, I'm gonna go this way. No, I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
With between a pitcher and the batter, it's like, what am I gonna throw at you? And it's just kind of like this. You don't see what I'm doing, but he's also thinking about the runner on first. There's other shit going on. It's not just I have to put the ball over there. You got to look to your left. You got to like, where's that light coming?
Yeah.
Is someone fucking heckling me, dog? Like do I hear something? Is that going to affect me? Do I address it? You know, you're listening to everything. Everything's going on, dude. I eavesdrop on people's conversations before I go up on stage. I'm like, oh, these people are talking about politics. And like,
you got it.
Let's hit that button.
You got to see, and that's why I never understood the comedians or comics that, and I talk about this on every podcast I go on because it's so important. Because I never understood comedians who just show up to a place, don't want to see the room, the audience. Don't watch the other comedians. Like, I get it. You have to like get in the zone.
I'm guilty of that.
But you still, you couldn't be guilty of it because what you said is what I was about to say. You need to like get in a little bit before, kind of scope the room out.
Classes and sessions.
Yeah. I can just kind of be like, okay, what are people reacting to? What's going on over here? Like when he said that or when she said this, you kind of got to study it and be like, okay, maybe this joke I need to say more like this, or this joke I need to, because now you're tailoring it to the room.
Yeah. Is the crowd darker? Like
You
pin it down to race too. Is this a Latin crowd? Like,
exactly.
Is this a white crowd?
Yes.
Like, who am I talking to?
Who are you talking to, and how do I level with them? Because it's all about being authentic and painting a picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why what you said is very important. It's all about studying. People make fun of me because they're like, all you do is watch stand up. I'm like, because I'm fascinated with it.
You have to.
It's my job. It's my life. I want to make it my livelihood.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to chop it up with comedians. Of course I'm going to game. Steel sharpens steel.
Yeah.
Period.
Of course.
Period. And you don't even have to be the same style as me, because honestly, you and I have very different styles.
Very different.
Night and day.
Yeah.
But we can still learn from each other.
You remind me of because of the energy that you bring. You're just on, dude. I can get there, but I can't sustain it for that long because I do get tired. Like I look like I'm in shape. I'm not. You know, I'm really not. I look I look good. Do I feel good? No. Shit. You know, like you just bring that energy, and you remind me of a guy his name is Stephen Pearl. He's one of the most known unknowns. That's their 3-6 Mafia album, if you've ever heard it. That album, The Most Known Unknowns.
I haven't heard it, but I'm gonna listen to it now. And the fact that you referenced 3-6
circa 2005-ish, mid 2000s.
Oh, that's
like,
early.
This is around like Exhibit was hot. The show Pimp My Ride was hot. Check it out. But I call him the most known unknown because he learned from Robin Williams. He came up at the same time as Robin Williams, so he has like a similar kind of style where he's just riffing, and it's just like it's just fucking people up with jokes, and a lot of them are like one-liners and shit. He's just quick.
Yeah.
If you didn't get it, here comes another one right away. If you're killing. And people are laughing, dude's not even giving them time to recover.
Yeah, which sometimes I have to stop myself. I need to actually. That's one thing I'm trying to actually get better at is not rushing my jokes.
Yeah,
because I've told them so many times, and I've been working and crafting that I'm assuming I said something I might not have even said or conveyed. Yeah. So when I get to the punchline, it doesn't hit the way it should. It usually does. So I'm like, I must not have told it
Yeah.
the way I should have.
Like, oh, that joke killed last night. What happened? Like,
Yeah.
am I doing it in front of comics who are waiting their fucking turn and no one gives a shit? Or you know,
yeah, exactly.
Or did I really like fuck this one up? Like there's stuff that I've done consistently, like just to do it because I'll want to run something new, but I'll just forget. I'll walk in with a plan and there goes the plan. Plan's out the fucking window.
Right.
Everything that I want to do up there, like at an open mic, and I want it to be something new. I don't get to it sometimes.
Yeah.
I just fucking forget.
And like I said, but that's kind of the beauty of working in. Sometimes I like to go up with nothing. Sometimes I like that challenge though, because it makes you quicker. It makes you better. It makes you wittier because, like you said, there's so many external components that could fuck you up.
Yeah.
And you're already thinking, and because you're analyzing as you're executing.
As you're going, yeah.
And that, what a tremendous duality of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's difficult to explain.
Yeah.
It's like you got a few too many tabs open.
Yeah.
And you don't quite know where the music's coming from. But you shift through files.
Yeah.
You know? You ever bomb and you just go to like, oh fuck, what's in the file cabinet where everything works? Where can I save myself?
Yeah. Where can I? Yeah.
I've totally like recovered and went, oh fuck, that could have gone way worse. I'll leave the stage sweating where I'm just, oh shit, how did I get through that? Like, did I hope I didn't record that one? Fuck, like, you know, like, I'm never satisfied. I could be happy about a set that particular night.
Yeah.
But I'm still like looking it over and like, all right, I said that too fast, but I still like, it still killed, or like I fucked up the way I told a joke, but like people got it. Like one time I fucked up, I switched some words around.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, oh, my father turned wine into alcohol abuse. Like, no, fuck, it's supposed to be domestic abuse. Like, I fucked up the joke. And, but, like, they're still on board, and I'm just like self-critical thinking, all right, moving on. Like, I try to not let them know that I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
Because you could totally be like
on
your toes.
It does bleed through sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard, and it's not like acting at all. It's a completely different animal because that's what I'm trained in. I'm trained in remembering somebody else's words.
Yeah.
You gotta be somebody else, and I hate me.
No,
I hate me enough to keep me honest. I hate me
enough to keep me honest. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
I just came up with that just now. Another reason why we do the podcast. Sometimes I say things and I get golden.
Yeah. I hate me enough to keep me honest. Because honestly, if you think you're the shit, of course you're going to be a dick.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you bomb and it humbles you up so quick, man, like it's...
Ooh,
man. Just like, well, I fucked that one up. Nobody's perfect.
No one's perfect. And then you always need that a little bit. Just to stay grounded, remember, and stay hungry. Because if you keep winning, it's...
Oh yeah,
you know,
there was I love going to places like Slotted. Like there's other places that use Slotted, like that Fourth Wall does that, and it's just so like, oh, I don't have a spot tomorrow, let's make one. It's so like I will sign up night of for something, and I'll see that I'm the first name because I'm thinking everybody else is hungry too. That slot, that hour is gonna go up quickly. As soon as it's available to me and like my weekly schedule, I'm like, where is it? Let's find it. And I'm just like, oh damn. I'm gonna go up first tonight. That's you're starting like a wave, you know, because everybody's got different flavors, different stuff, and you never fucking know what's gonna happen. So I just decide to come in hot and just start setting the place on fucking fire, man.
Yeah, because when you're first, you set the tone.
Yeah.
However you want it. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why people. The coveted spot is headliner last, but people shouldn't shit on the opening spot either, because you could fuck up the headliner's night. You could if you come in there and fucking do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
With fire, and everyone else is like, "Oh fuck, I gotta follow."
That.
And that's another challenge because I've met that challenge before. I'm like, this guy was a fucking monster.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to match that and then go into my own thing. And sometimes it's the other way, where the comic before me is like really low energy, like Ben Stein.
And then you gotta bring.
You have to somehow like you can't scare him off. You can't just come in hot like that. There's a host. I don't go to it anymore because I won't name names, but I like boycotted a spot.
Okay.
And a spot's a spot, really. But for this, I'm like this guy goes up with no material. This guy that he's a host of a show at a place.
Yeah.
On Monday nights, and just doesn't tell jokes, and he'll just go like, "Oh, welcome to the show. Here's the first comic." I'm like, dude, that's how you're gonna start?
Yeah.
I know it's a Monday night, but come on, man. Like, tell me a joke.
Right.
Something. What happened today? What happened today?
Right,
What's
something.
going on right now? It's something. And I try to match that. We're going like, hey, my name's Jake Bassey. Thanks for coming to the show. Really appreciate you coming out. So I was eating this girl's pussy while I was on period one night, and then just fucking said it. And it's harder to do when there's the fewer the people are. You know,
yeah, it's also true.
Because I've seen you at Fourth Wall do that high energy, and like it's not working.
Just dead.
It's just not it.
Dead.
It's not you. It's not them. It's just what everybody's feeling right now. The first three people are thinking about what the fuck they're gonna say. They're on their phones or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not here to laugh. You're here to work.
Yeah.
Put in the time.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to bring a friend to a show who's not a comic.
Yeah.
You know, because like you want people that you want to show your friends a good time and all that stuff. Yeah. But like a friend who's also a comic will go to the show and if it's a good night, he'll either get inspired and be like, man, fuck all these guys. I gotta work. You gotta see it as like this is like you said it was work. It's a job. And there's no guidebook on this.
Nope. Free falling. That's Patrice. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah,
for real.
Rest in peace, Patrice. God damn it, dude. That guy. I look at him and I look at Earthquake sometimes. I look at Godfrey.
The fact that you fucking know Earthquake.
I don't know Earthquake.
People look at a picture of Jake Bassey and tell me if you think that motherfucker knows who Earthquake is. I am. Kudos, sir.
Dude, I may be fresh in the game, but the first time I ever did stand-up was I was 14 years old at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, so you... how old are you now?
I'm 28. I'm your age.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I'm your age.
Yeah.
So I started when I was a teenager, and throughout high school for the last like 3 years, my buddy's dad, who would run open mics at just places like the Sportsman's Lodge or like bars and shit like that.
Of course. Yeah.
And like he would sneak me, a kid, in. And someone would get bumped. He's like, he's just gonna do 5 minutes. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like it's just...
Yeah.
And he would sneak me into these fucking shows, and I would be in the same lineup as legends who were just working their shit. Legends. Steve Pearl, who I mentioned earlier, he's just a legend. You got to look him up. Whitney Cummings was coming up at the time, so none of these guys. Some of these people were just like, "There's another guy doing a show," but they disappeared. I'm like, "Oh, they died." And then I'm seeing their name in the marquee.
Oh, they died.
Some of them died. Fat James, God rest his soul. Fat James, he's dead.
Who's that?
He's a local. He was a local guy. He was just a local guy that was really funny, like circa 2007, 2008, around this town. And Fat James, he was the white redneck Patrice O'Neal.
Really?
Big motherfucker, and he wasn't a comic that told fat jokes. He was a fat comic that told really good fucking jokes and also like, picked at himself sometimes.
Of course.
You know?
Every fat comic picks at themselves.
Earthquake did that shit. I'm like, why do you think his name's fucking Earthquake?
Earthquake,
man? I looked at so many different flavors of comedy because I was studying it early on because the Sam Kinnisons,
he's great.
Mitch Hedbergs, the
I
Dice Clays.
Dice is great.
Dice is good.
I don't like Mitch.
You know,
I'm sorry.
I
respect his legacy.
Yes,
but
it's just so non sequitur. It's just like if I were to do that, where would I would get lost so many times. I would get lost because you have a one liner about instant oatmeal, and I sit and do nothing for an hour. Okay, we're on food, and now we're gonna go just completely out of left field, just wherever's next. My brain can't do that.
Yeah,
I have to have my stuff just interweave. Like if I'm gonna talk about alcoholism and how I don't drink anymore, we can weave into my dad, and then we can weave into dating, like and those are interchangeable. But like I can't find. I have a few one-liners, but I don't use them because I don't know where to put them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
I don't know where
you know where to place them.
I don't know where to go.
Yeah,
we're gonna put this one back in the oven in the back burner or something.
Yeah,
another time.
And you know what? Sometimes you got to do that with jokes. You got to leave it and come back. You got to be like, there's something here, but It's missing an ingredient.
Something's missing. Some trauma.
Yeah. It's funny, but not yet.
Yeah.
Put it over there, and then something happens in your life, and you're like, boom. And then
I know where to go with that.
Yeah, exactly.
My very first jokes were about not knowing my father. And like, it's a dark place, but I got to make it funny because that's how I deal with these things. It's got to be funny.
Yeah.
And so I would tell jokes about that, and I revisited from 12 years ago, 13 years ago, because I stopped for a long time, too. I focused on other things. But I stopped and I revisited just what I remember off the top of my head. I'm like, oh, there's that joke I told when I was like 15.
Yep.
Let's try that.
Let's try that now.
I've got 10 more years on my belt. Some of my friends have kids now. You know, I could talk to some friends who were dads.
You have more perspective.
Yeah, a little bit more life.
Yeah.
A lot of jaded comedians would tell me like, "Oh, quit now, kid." Like, just they don't mean it. They don't mean it. But they're just being assholes. They're just fucking with you because you gotta get thrown to the wolves.
Yeah, for sure.
Comedians do that. They get fucked with, and like, I certainly wouldn't take it now, but like back then, it's like, okay, I get it. I'm some 15-year-old kid.
Yep.
Can't drink.
Yep.
Can't drive.
Yep.
I'm stealing 5 minutes from whoever's going after me.
Yeah.
Fucking this other guy, Mel Cole, another local guy, another like Middle Eastern type of dude. He died. He was really funny too, and he was he'd been on like Last Comic Standing. A lot of these guys would like try out for these shows. When that show was on the air, a lot of the guys that I would see would get on that show. Awesome. Or they would audition. It was like the comic American Idol, and I'm like, oh my god, is this the time to start? Is this really time to?
And you were 15.
I was 15.
Wow.
I would talk about school shit and all that. I would bomb a lot, like, or I would.
When I was 18, I went back home and bombed. Yeah.
Was there a scene out there?
In Michigan?
In Michigan, yeah.
Yeah. There's a scene. It's actually pretty popping, you know?
I want to go.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I want to go.
Check it
or
out.
at least somewhere else, because I'm starting here.
And that's right. It is. You happen to. You're right. It's oversaturated.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So many. That's why the Laugh Factory is such a hard nut to crack, because I got in there through what it was a youth comedy program. It was just a little like summer camp thing.
Tiffany Haddish did that.
No fucking way.
She did that.
No fucking way.
100%. There you go.
Jamie Masada, the owner, would teach the class, and he would have guest comedians.
Tiffany Haddish fucking did that.
Dude, the first people that I got to learn the fundamentals of this shit from was Tony Rock.
Love to Tony Rock, man.
Lisa Ann Walter, who's the nanny in The Parent Trap.
Oh shit!
And that's another synchronicity thing, because I like bumped into her a long time ago. We'll get to that. But Bob Saget, and that was when I first found out that Bob Saget had a dirty act. I was like 15, 14. I didn't know he was America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Full House is fucking here. And
yeah.
He would just do all his material and
it's filthy.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a kid going, this man is a savage animal. But he looks like running the Mormon church or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, dude. Heavy hitting shit. And this was when the Dave Chappelle show was just off the air, and there was a rumor that he was going to come by, but it never happened. And there was another rumor that Dane Cook was going to come by, and that never happened.
That never happened.
I don't remember the last two people. This is other guys I don't remember. But at the end of the 6-week program was you do a showcase. All the kids, everybody that signed up for the 6 weeks did 5 minutes, and we got $50.
Wow,
$50
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that shit's gone. That $50 is long gone.
Oh yeah.
I have not been paid to do comedy since. But when if it's cash, if it's check, if it's Venmo, if it's whatever, I'm taking a picture of it. I'm laminating it. I'm not touching it.
Really?
I'm not touching it. The first dollar I make.
My
Patreon doesn't really count. That's more of like a donation type of deal. And thank you for that. I appreciate that shit. If I get 100 people to donate $1, like I can go halvesies on some office space, like and you bought this.
Really?
You and 7 other people bought this and bought the microphone and me just taking the time to learn how to use it.
Really?
Yeah, like it just really got me motivated to do it.
That's fucking awesome, man.
There are people hollering for $1. And I'm like, it's pocket change. It's like, but I'm not thinking of it that way. I'm just thinking like, these people actually believe in this idea that I don't know what the fuck it even is, but it's like a goof.
And it's not really, because you're taking it and running with it. I mean that's why and that's what I love about it And
You've been on podcasts.
yeah,
Yeah.
several, and I love everyone because this is like you said in this day and age, you need to carry yourself like a business. You're a
You
brand.
do.
You know what I'm saying? So I consider this the same level. We're like, you're Johnny Carson and I'm Richard Pryor right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
it's the same vibe.
It's
we're
the same.
Just talking.
We're just talking, and because we could do our own distribution, we could put it out like that. Like like the way you said my energy. Even though the room is dead, I still make sure I'm up because you could be unprofessional. I'm a professional. Yeah. Like you said, I turn it on. Where are we going? Let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
You're also showing like this is how to do it. Or even if you're fucking up, like, okay, this is not how to do it. Like, if you're watching, you're learning, and you know, if there's some bag of dicks that's just dry as fuck, or like is jealous that you killed, like we all have it. We all have it.
Of course.
One dude got mad at me because I was riffing on him, and he like really like he was really mad at me. I'm like, I squashed it, but it was like it's just jokes, man. And I'm just doing it how I do it. You went up there and you said at the first start that you were too high, and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna talk about shit that doesn't make sense. Like you kind of some open micers say, oh, I wasted this mic. You didn't.
Right.
You fucked up.
Yeah, but
and you're paying and that's the lesson.
That's
the lesson.
Yeah.
You did your time. You didn't waste it. You fucked up.
But that's the lesson.
Yeah.
Listen, that's why nights like last night are so special because I did that same set hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And it gets the exact, like you said, the exact opposite response. Mm-hmm. A majority of the time, it's the exact opposite. Yeah.
At clubs, people are paying money and they want to
laugh. Exactly.
It's encouragement. Exactly. It's a club. And, you know, there's definitely a little bit more pressure because this is the comedy store. I have this thought in the back of my head, and it's like my little slutty artist brain going like, what if someone's in the room watching and they have clout?
That's what you always hope.
Like, I'm always thinking like it's in the back of my head. What if my life changes right after?
And that's what you always hope. But then, and it's funny because I think that's what helps you sleep good that night. Yeah, because you make sure your phone is charged. Because you're like, it's gonna ring tomorrow morning.
How many cards do I have in my wallet? What if people want to talk to me after I'm talking?
Yeah, wait until you get people, strangers being like, "Hey, so funny. Let me get a picture." Oh fuck!
The day will come, man. It will come on its own. You can't force that shit. And there's no guidebook. There's no other way. And, I mean, you've been doing it much longer than I have, and my only strategy really is just to get on stage as much as possible. That's all I can
that's all I
can do right now.
But that's all you need to do.
That's all you need to do, yeah.
And as long as you have at least a little bit of business acumen, you could take that and take all the work you're doing on the stage, all the work you're doing because essentially I'm working towards an hour.
Yes.
Because once I get good enough in these clubs and gaining my name around town, then agents come in, management comes in, Netflix, what up? Shout out to, I'm trying to get a deal.
Too.
Amazon's
another one.
You know what I'm saying?
It's taken off.
I'm telling you, they're writing checks. Yeah. So if I could come to them and say, hey, look at, I'm already building a solid following in the streets. I have a solid hour. Come check it out.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, we'll film it. Give me, and I'm not like, listen, I'm broke, so you could honestly pay me $100,000, and I'll be like, fine.
Like, you pay me $200, like, steak sandwiches and sushi.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm really just all about elevation and getting better, and like, just encouraging myself and others, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
that's the whole point of this.
That's the whole point.
It's the whole point.
Because you could do it. You have the power. I mean, the way technology is, you don't have to wait for anyone. Don't wait. Don't wait.
There's no check coming at the door. There's no surprise money coming in.
Yeah,
it's
don't
just
wait.
not gonna. It's not going to just happen. And I've noticed this. A lot of people come to this town with a gleamy look in their eye. They've been here 6 months. I meet these people every freaking day.
Yeah.
I've been like, or on dating sites even, like, new to LA, new to LA. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Get ready, man. Like look, a lot of people come out here to be stars, and like, look, that's just that happened. That could happen towards the end of your life. Rodney Dangerfield was 64 when he made it, and that's through decades of just doing it, but not getting noticed,
right?
But doing it nonetheless and getting good. You know,
because because that's what happens, and it goes back to what you just said, which is so important, and that's why I fuck with you, is because it's stage time, it's hours. Malcolm Gladwell, guys, read up. Malcolm fucking Gladwell, 10,000 hours to become a professional.
Mm-hmm.
The more you're on stage, you can only get better. And like you said, that's even if you've taken losses. I mean, bombing. Awful. I have terrible bombing stories. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not over with. Bombing's always going to be there.
It's always going to be there.
You know what I'm saying?
You could be the shit. Alan Peterson, naming lights at a casino in Vegas. There's a bunch of people there to see you. Half those people just got comp tickets and they don't know who the fuck you are.
Right.
And they don't know your flavor. They don't know nothing about you. And you do your shit, and it's fire. It was fire in the last town you were in, and you're just deaf ears. 300 people.
I don't care. You're
probably
right.
the worst feeling ever, and you'd probably want to quit.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen no matter
it's
what.
Part of the game, man.
What fucking level? It doesn't even matter. You could be on a tour. You could be doing town after town every night. Yeah. Whether you're on a bus or in a hotel, whether you're sleeping comfortably or not, you got to bring it and sometimes there's that one where, you know, maybe that edible was a little bit too strong,
or you're too drunk,
too drunk, not in the mood. You're like, I don't want to do this joke right now. Like, I got a call from someone from the loved ones at home. Like, there's always baggage at the door. You know, you try your best to get to not have that affect you, but you know, when you're doing it a lot, you're fucking up a lot too. You know? You're not gonna get. I hate the word discovered when people say they're gonna get discovered. Oh, you're just something that gets dug up, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, right.
Like,
you got to prove your value.
Yeah, you like, is it a shiny diamond or is there's this fool's gold? Like, what am I looking at here?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
It's not just gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, I'm networking with these people. I'm going to these events. I'm taking classes. I'm like, cool, good for you. Just keep at it. Don't give up. But like, it's not just gonna fall into place.
Yeah, and there's been many. I've had many terrible, lonely, awful nights, dark nights. You know what I'm saying? So like but I've dedicated my life to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here now. So it's like I came 10 years in it. I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I take it. You know, I take it serious, and I'd much rather be young on the younger end and rich than old and rich.
Yeah. Oh, you'd rather be young and rich than old and rich? Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've grown up like on food stamps and shit like that, like, and I've always fantasized, and I've had like richer friends, and it never affected my social status in any way. I got that white privilege, you know.
Yep.
You know, I'm a sneaky fuck, and I don't know if I'm being a sneaky fuck or if it's just that white privilege.
Yeah.
You know, I made friendlies with the fucking one of the guys that hung up the set list at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
I just talked to him for a little bit. He had a drink, and he set his glass down. He was empty, and he had to go back and do something. And I just sat there, and nobody served me. Because I'm like, oh, I don't have to do the 2-drink minimum because they think that empty drink is mine. I'm being a sneaky fuck.
I'm being a sneaky
What I was saying is, like, I do envy the rich and the young. But like, I've also met like some snobby motherfuckers that haven't like lived, that haven't like had like any grit. You know,
that's
like
true.
That's something that's kind of missing.
That's true.
You know, and if you are like rich and young, you've got a lot more to lose.
That's true.
'Cause you're still discovering who you are as a person.
That's true.
You know,
all right, fair enough.
You know,
fair enough. But what I'm saying is,
old and rich is that the con there is that you don't get to enjoy it as much because you don't have.
That's what I meant.
Gas in the tank.
Right. You're old. I'm tired.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, I don't want to be fucking 63 and be like, well, I'm going to get my first Mercedes. Like, fuck.
Or
I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna go on a cruise. You spend the whole cruise sitting on your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Going to bingo night. Or
I want to make sure I enjoy it, man.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
it's a long journey, man. And you're gonna look at yourself, 10, 15 years from now from this podcast, or maybe this will still be on the cloud or some shit. And you're like, that's where I was at then. And look where I'm at now.
Now, yeah, that's how it goes.
It's all growth. Everybody grows at different speeds. Some people get luckier than others. There's factors like that.
Of course.
And I try not to get frustrated at other people's success and be jealous of that.
It's hard though.
Some people have been in the game longer.
It's
some
true.
of them have been in shorter.
Yeah.
And you draw a short straw sometimes, but and people are like, oh, it's a game of chance. And with the oversaturation, it really feels like a game of chance.
Yeah.
But you have no other choice but to keep going. Because guess what? You're still gonna pay bills.
Still.
You're still gonna have problems.
Yep.
You're still like everything you're dealing with that like some of us comedians will put dark shit, dark jokes like trauma, fucked up things.
Yeah.
And you make that funny. You try not to. Where the fuck am I going with this? Your life's not gonna get better in the sense that you're not going to have problems anymore.
Right.
You're still going to have problems.
Yeah. They don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Have you noticed that comics that a lot of I was at the airport the other day and I'm like, okay, well, because that's the environment.
Right.
That's where you're living. Rappers will talk about being on the streets.
Yep.
And getting fucking shot and stabbed and robbing people and all that because that was the environment. And then they'll make it. And then it's about fucking bitches or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they're spending their money on.
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
The environment, the environment of the artist changes.
Yeah.
Some people aren't fucking on board with it. It's like, go back to the streets, Kanye, back when your albums were good or whatever. I'm like, well, I don't think I wouldn't want to go back.
Yeah. No. But let's continue to see where this path goes.
If you can be in it, get out of it, and think back of being in it, because I've done that. I've done that route personally with my work. Like I've been in situations where it's not fucking funny at all. And it's fucked up. It's bad, and then I think about it a couple days later, and we're like,
yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that homeless guy tried to fight me, and then. And again, my feathers are ruffled, man. I'm fucking upset over it and shit. And then I'm thinking like, don't fight a homeless guy. He's got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You draw shit from life, dude.
Yeah, it's what it is.
You ever fucking or I would make a distasteful joke to my mom about something fucked up with her. And she's like, "That just happened too soon." And I'm like, "What?
What?
I'll take terminal diseases for 400, please." Fool's not even dead yet, and I already got one logged in. And she's like, "You can't think like that, man. That's just like, just don't tell me what to think." It's bad, but how else am I going to address it, man?
Yeah.
How else? Yeah. You brought up another example of your power in hosting a good show is that it was like the day of or the day after Nipsey Hussle died.
Yeah.
And did that hit you a little hard? Because that hit me a little bit.
Wait, when Nipsey died?
Yeah.
Oh, I cried like a baby.
Rap's not my wheelhouse, but the same attitude. He's homegrown. He's from here, and I
gave back to this community.
Yeah, and that's what makes it really fucking sad.
No, it fucked me up.
Yeah, and you kept it going despite that, and I respect you for that.
Thank you, man. Thank you because
you could be feeling a type of way. You're like, I don't want to do this show right now.
I didn't.
I don't want to do it.
I didn't.
But you did it because you even made it like a pep talk. You're like, stop the violence.
Stop the violence. Yeah.
You got people like on board with it. I'm like, still, even if you think there's no way out, there's a way out.
Yeah.
In terms of like, keeping the show going and all that.
Yeah.
And I respect the shit out of you for that, man.
Thank you. Well,
you're wearing that's the hat, right?
Yeah, marathon. The marathon continues,
Someone
man.
fucking told you. I remember this. You were wearing all of his garb.
Oh yeah.
Garb. Like in the weeks of you were just wearing the same shirt for like 4 days. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
And some guy's like, "Did you buy that after?" He was like trying to figure out if you were bandwagon or not.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to figure out.
And it was like, bold choice, but you're wrong.
Yeah, and I do remember that, and I once again, we don't have to say names. I do, and I don't hold anything against him. I think because in the fourth wall room, I pride myself on when you do my mic. I want everyone to be comfortable to say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Experiment. I like that shit because, like I said, I study you.
Yeah.
You
And
study
if
me, I
something hits
study
me,
you.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I want to heckle you with every fiber in my body, but I'm gonna keep it together.
Right. So when he disrespected me, or not even me disrespecting Nipsey.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna react in anger or in a way that would just like I said, my whole point of that night was to be peaceful.
Yeah.
So when you have that thrown at you, did it upset me? Sure. Do I forgive him? Yeah, because he was just being a guy, just talking shit.
No maliciousness.
Just talking shit.
That's what they do.
And that's why I'm like, who am I? Like, because I've said shit offhand and been like,
Same.
fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, shit, I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So who am I to? And we're cool. Once again, to make it very clear, you know who I'm talking to. We're very cool. Like, it's fine.
Let bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
Shit happens. It's all water under the bridge, and that's
Right.
That's the whole thing. What's the phrase? Sticks and stones might break my bones, but
words will never hurt me. Yeah.
They might hurt for a little bit. That shit gets healed. Time heals wounds and all that.
Yeah.
Words can also leave psychological damage that take a long time to heal, but they heal.
Yeah, but they
they heal. You get over things.
Yeah.
There's grudges in my family that like people just hold against each other. Just drama bullshit.
You just gotta let that shit go.
Yeah, like why? Why?
It just weighs you down. It just gets in your own way.
It's gonna disrupt your future and your present right now.
Yeah.
You can't do anything, man.
Yeah. So
let it pass.
Yeah.
I've learned to be a more like forgiving person when I get shade thrown at me because I've just been, and it might not even mean anything. You know, it's just I'm just internalizing. I'm just projecting my own like negative thoughts on someone. Like it's like you wear your personality on your head, huh? Like, or you going like the people say like bald shit. I am losing my hair a little bit, and I don't like take that personally at all. But like, and someone's like, just shave your head. And I'm like, no, never, no.
You're just gonna let it
let it happen. If I'm gonna look like a fucking nickel, if I'm gonna, if
I look like a nickel,
if I'm gonna look like, if I'm gonna look like one of those comics, we name them: Louis C.K. bald, Bill Burr,
Dave
bald, David Attell, bald, or Bill Murray, funny comedic actor.
Yeah,
his hair's fucked up. Like, and I'm trying to I don't want to shave my head, and there's people that would like. Not mean to make fun of my hair or what I look like or whatever, and it hits me, but I'm like, all right, it's just a joke, it's a riff. I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that joke, and I'm going to use that as a self-deprecation because
joke.
That's me.
Yeah,
and
right.
I'm thieving, and you're not going to know, huh? Or I say I look like the burglar from Home Alone.
Yeah,
that's not mine, dog.
Really, someone called you that?
Somebody called me that, and I'm like. That hurts a little bit, but you know what? I'm taking it.
I'm gonna use it. Yeah,
I'm taking it. It's an ugly motherfucker.
And honestly, it's funny because when I call myself a broke ass Kenan Thompson, it's funny because people used to just always tell me I look like Kenan Thompson.
Just roasting you.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. People think that's funny. If I say it about myself, it's not. It's gonna probably be more funny. Yeah. Because it's like, oh my god,
You're that dude.
Yeah,
that's what I love about bullying. Because like I got bullied when I was a kid too, and people would call me names and shit, and I would just go, you try harder, man. Like you're not hitting me yet. Like I try to make it so like people just don't like you can't hurt me with your words. You can be malicious or whatever. Right. Like you wanna bully me. You wanna call me something else, dude. I'm not a fighter by any stretch of the imagination. I don't, but I will fuck you up. Verbally and as I'm beating the shit out of you. Like, I will like when it comes to writing stuff sometimes like I would do like I did a creative writing class and I had like angst and shit. I would write like really like dark and fucked up things with like dexterity and like all these like complicated words and shit. And like I'll go, wow, I'm really creative when I'm pissed off. Yeah. Like can I still have that creative writing skill and not be pissed off? Like can I come up with a good joke? And not have it go to this fucked up area or whatever. There's like some bits that on school shootings that I just have shelved because like if I shave my head, dude, I'm gonna look like that camp. I'm gonna look like that camp.
Yeah.
And I don't if I do shave my head and I still want to use those jokes, might not work.
Definitely not,
You're
because
not
people will
work.
be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, are you one?
You one of those like, you're taking the Joker seriously? Like,
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the movie, and I've seen people
I
talk
have.
about that shit. You have?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I thought it was a good movie, but and I think the way people are like, "Oh my god, it's the best." It was good. It was a good movie. No one can outdo Heath Ledger to me. No one
I
can
agree with
out.
you on that.
No one
I
can.
agree. It killed him.
It killed him.
It killed him.
But
Yeah, yeah.
I will say, Joaquin Phoenix is a fucking beast.
He is.
And so here's it goes. It still goes Heath, but number 2 is now Joaquin.
Joaquin.
He did a very good job.
He is definitely like he's the heir to the throne, but Elvis has been dead for years. He's still the king of rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's
Debatable.
debatable. Yeah.
Debatable.
Yeah. Well,
Jackie Wilson's the real king.
Jackie Wilson. I don't know who that is.
He's the black guy
I get it.
that Elvis stole everything.
Oh, stole from.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, white people. I don't know if you know this, Alan. But white people have stolen pretty much everything from black people. If we didn't have rhythm and blues, we would have nothing. We would have nothing right now. Oh my God, dude, we would not. If we did not have Muddy Waters, we would have nothing. If we didn't have fucking Robert Johnson, nothing.
The man right there.
We wouldn't have any of that shit at all. And I have such a mad respect for like that, just like that old type of music, because it comes from a fucked up place.
Yeah.
And it's made, and people enjoy it,
Yeah.
Same with comedy.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's what it is, man.
you can't ignore that side of the coin.
You're just opening up.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary about Richard Pryor, who I think is the GOAT.
What's it fucking called? Because I've seen, oh no, I've only seen Live on Sunset. That's the only one I've seen with my eyes. It's
You mean a stand-up?
His stand-up. Yeah, this is a documentary. About his life and shit.
Yeah. It's dope. It's on Showtime. I forgot what it
Oh
was.
my God! You know what? I have
Showtime.
seen it. The first 20 minutes is like he grew up in a prostitution home, and like his grandma was doing fucked up shit.
Yeah. Well, she was basically a madam, but yeah, I mean, but anyway, they were interviewing Dave Chappelle, and Dave, and who I think is number 2. So it's Richard, Dave, then Patrice in my book.
Nice.
So
top totem pole shit.
Yeah. But Dave was saying how Richard opened his soul up to people.
Mm-hmm.
He just to open your soul up to people the way he did was just so powerful.
Yeah.
And it transcended race, gender, everyone just, and it goes back to what I'm saying. You gotta, do you feel me? Because like you said, me and you have different styles, maybe even in many cases a different sense of humor. But there were, when I first saw you, I was like, once I always go based off of work ethic and fearlessness. I could tell you took the shit serious, and I could tell you were fearless. And so and so like I said, you
tell I was fearless. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
No, because I'm very anxious. I'm actually very scared.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually terrified.
But you still do it.
Yeah.
And that stood out to me, and I was like, all right, so he has what it takes then to take as far as he wants to take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm incredibly.
Thank you.
I'm incredibly happy to see the growth. I'm glad you have this set up now, and
it had to happen.
I think it's really fucking cool, man.
Yeah, it had to happen, man. Because the original idea was going to be a sketch show. Another thing that I started when I was 15, in like the dawning of YouTube. I really loved The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Really?
When I was 15, I really loved that shit because I wanted to have like kind of nuance, talk about current events, like shit's going on in life and society and all that. But at the same time, just kind of like, no, we're just chatting, and then throw some sketches in there. But you need like an army for that right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, like maybe I'll have an office space with some cameras and I can be like, discount Joe Rogan. If I do shave my head, that is. I thought of this like, okay, everyone has a fucking podcast. What the fuck am I doing? How the fuck am I going to stick out? Or there's like articles on how to do a podcast, how to grow your. Fuck that. Fuck all the rules. Just do it. And then it clicked in my head. And like, promoting shows is a bitch.
It's
a bitch.
It's tiring.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Tiring. Yeah.
And you still want to, like, on social media, you still want to come across as like, hey, I have this show.
Yep.
I'm super excited to do this again. Hey, you know.
Yeah.
I'm out here.
Yeah.
Who it is. Your fucking hashtags blow me away sometimes.
Yeah.
Empire building. Hashtag this, like, and it's big and like,
Yeah.
I know the hustle's real, but like, just like, damn, dude, like a lot of people just don't go to shows because of, it's not you, it's not anything.
They just
it's
don't.
Planning. Gotta get a babysitter. Gotta pay for parking. Your bid on, it's over the hill. I am dying on the floor laughing. It's regional humor, but like I'm dying because everyone is always thinking, well, what's in it for me? What do I really get out of this? I'm paying for a show ticket. Oh, I'm paying for parking now. Oh, I have to buy food now. And I have to bring a friend so I don't look like a loser.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can split the bill on this one, because if I bring a date, bro, that's 100 out the window.
Yeah.
That's 100 gone, man. And it's like, you were really funny. It was really good to see you. And then you get in the lift and you're like, oh, shit. Fuck, I could do that like one more time this month.
Yeah, right.
I could support a homie. I could support a friend like one more homie. And it's not going to be the same dude twice, because I want to help people. I want to watch shows. I want to study. I want to support people.
Yeah.
I can't help everybody.
You can't help everybody, man. You just can't.
I can help as many people as I want, because it's not... It's talking about the creative process for whatever it is that you do, whether it's stand-up, whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's writing, whether it's fucking owning a gym.
Sure.
Whatever is, if you're passionate about it, it makes you happy. You need asses in seats. You need customers. You need people. And you have, the internet. And people are so lazy. It's just like, oh, this is one click too many to get to the link to buy the ticket. Do I want to do this? I'm still trying to work social media. There's other comedians I know, like, swipe up for tickets. Like, I don't know how to do that. My phone doesn't do that. It's a Samsung, It's a Samsung 3. I don't. Samsung 3. It's a 3. Dude, I can't fucking. But dude, it's been great having you here, and it's been fucking killer.
Me, man. Thank you so much.
Anytime. You got any show dates lined up?
I do. Hold on.
Oh,
let me.
You came prepared. This is not your first rodeo, man. You know what's good. You got show dates. You got posters, dude. What if we were doing this in the '80s? How much? This would be so much harder.
Man. It would be.
You gotta go out there. It's a war, man. You're putting a flyer over somebody else's flyer.
That's why
war out there.
All of my hashtags. I'm out here, man. It's serious shit. Okay, so
Alan Peterson show dates.
Here we go. Wednesday, October 23rd. Drumroll, headlining the Federal. Headlining the Federal bar upstairs in the North Hollywood. Wednesday, October 23rd. Okay, so you have a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I think I might have one more. Hold on, excuse me. I should have it memorized.
It's all good. Well, if you ever book a later date, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll promote it when we get closer. But you really just want to promote like right away.
Right,
As soon as you get the information, like, I got this.
I got it. It has to go out there. So actually, so that's the only one right now.
That's the only one right now?
So it's just Wednesday, October 23rd, man.
Get over there.
Yeah, do it, man.
I want to go.
7 p.m.
But I don't know where I'm going to be at financially on the
7:30. Sorry, it's at 7:30. Yeah, man, I'm broke too. Living check to check. Don't ever. That's what I'm saying. I hustle to not live that way.
Oh yeah.
So come to my show. Help me do that.
For sure. And you got the social media handles, AGP the Funny Man?
AGP the Funny Man. That's AGP the Funny Man. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of that shit. You could also check out my website, www.alanpetersonproductions.wordpress.com, boy.
You can find all that shit on his Instagram page. It's all fucking there now, right? It's just a one-stop shop.
All. Yep. And speaking of which, also go to YouTube. Check out my music video, Lil Sushi.
Oh, fuck, you're in the music game too.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Just check me out, man.
Another chapter.
Another chapter, man. It's a saga. It's a journey.
Yeah. Next one, we'll talk about Little Sushi. We'll get into the music game, but rap's not my wheelhouse. But like we could go there. All right. You fucks, we jaked off. We jaked off. We did it. We had a good time.
Yes.
My show dates, Halloween night, October 31st
Talk
at
about
9:30 p.m. I'm at the Liquid Zoo.
Fuck yeah.
9:30. Tickets are $10. Come through. Have a good time. It's in the Valley, so I know you fuckers listening live around here. It's just a hop and a skip, man. Just come over. Also, November 22nd, the day after Thanksgiving. Good, was it Black Friday? Black Friday. I'm at the Sycamore Tavern in Hollywood.
There you go.
I don't know how much the tickets are for that one. More details on that soon. But yeah, those are my show dates. You can always go to patreon.com to find out how you can become a patron and donate to the podcast. Every cent goes to cool equipment. Maybe a comfortable chair for Alan to sit in next time. Maybe some office space. You know, the seasons are changing, the leaves are changing colors, but right here, it's on fire. We're on fire. We jaked off. We had a good night. Help us. Save the animals.
Yes.